recycling, I always recycled. I always recycled, but I didn't recycle probably to the extent that I do now.
Right.
I mean, it was really, again, I have to give my kids credit because they came home from school and, my daughter would see me throwing a piece of cardboard in the trash, and she'd be like, "No, Dad, that has to go in recycling." And we recycle all the time. I mean, it's not difficult to do.
Exactly. And the other thing is the totes that are in the city and all the stores, they're mixed. So you don't have to think about dividing things up. You can put your paper in with your cans, and it's really a simple choice to make.
Sarah or Cliff, can you tell listeners about what actually can be recycled through the waste district? And I should mention again, Lake County Solid Waste Management District basically covers all of Lake County.
That's correct.
They work with every community in Lake County, correct?
That's correct.
So Sarah, what can we recycle?
Well, every city's different, but the main things that you can recycle would be plastic, metal, glass, and paper. Cardboard is also with paper. So it just depends. For the city of Whiting and Hammond, you can recycle any color of glass, plastic bottles 1 and 2, metal, anything as long as it's clean and it's in those categories, it can be recycled. Some cities can recycle a few more numbers, or they can recycle certain types of plastic, but you can just call your city hall or your recycling group and just find out. So.
Go ahead, Cliff, yes.
We also, throughout the county, there's electronics recycling now, much more prevalent. The district runs a white goods and tire recycling program. Those are just additional programs that are available. The drop-off centers throughout the county are available for residents to bring those materials.
We also have paint recycling, which is in Hobart at the Hobart City Barns. You can bring latex paint, which is water-based, and they can recycle paint. And then they give out, I believe it's like a gray neutral color.
That's correct. It doesn't matter what gets thrown into
right.
the
it gets mixed around.
The hopper. It comes out a pleasant kind of neutral color. That's consistent, and it is provided for, I believe, $3 a can.
Yeah.
And let me just remind listeners, we're talking about the Lake County Solid Waste Management District, and this morning we have Cliff Dugan, legal counsel, Sarah Austin, the assistant education coordinator, and of course Sarah Hildebransky. Sarah is the executive director of the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce, and the Chamber of Commerce teamed up with Lake County Solid Waste Management District and the City of Whiting and just won the Green Cities Award. And I'm Tom Dabberton. I'm first vice president of the Whiting-Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce. So we're talking about recycling. Sarah, you'd mentioned that that Earth Day is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, Earth Day, we're going on quite a period of time now. Hate to admit it, but 42 years. Tell us, are there any special events or any other activities that the Solid Waste District is planning coming up?
Absolutely. Next week we will be going into schools throughout Lake County and doing green assemblies again, promoting Earth Day, and then we'll be having another big assembly at the Whiting High School. And we'll be talking about their contest that they just had, and we'll get to see the mascot that's been made, that the kids got to design. So Earth Day is our big holiday.
And I mentioned before, there are a lot of good community efforts that are out there. Sarah, if I remember correctly, I think you've been on the Baton Death March before, the United Citizens Association Lake George cleanup. I think I remember you out there many years ago, getting inducted. But the UCA, my brother David is actually the president, and we've done that cleanup for absolute decades now, back to the 1970s, and it's kind of neat. I mean, when we started that cleanup, I can remember, it being an all-day affair and not even scratching the surface on picking up debris and litter, and now it takes about an hour. Times have changed for the good. Cliff, I think your daughter is involved. One of your daughters is involved with Girl Scouts, right?
That's correct, and my wife is one of the leaders for that for Brownies, Chris. And in fact, her family has a history in Whiting as well, the Hazard family. But yes, it's the 100-year anniversary of Girl Scouts, and they also had a green theme, and they had a program out at the City of Lake Station where a number of different troops came together. They had a great turnout, and they've been active all year as well. And yes, my daughter does make sure that I participate and don't throw anything else away. And it's been good. I've seen it very effective at the young age, which then makes it effective for all of us.
Sarah, can you talk a little bit about the Environmental Ed Center? It's located in Hammond, located just across the street from Wolf Lake. But as I said before, and Sarah Hildebrandski can jump in too as a former student of the center. But tell us a little bit about what students see, because students come from all over Lake County, I believe, to the Environmental Ed Center.
Well, Angela Patico is in charge of the Environmental Education Center. She's the educator out of that center. And then Racine Kovach, who was on the radio a few weeks ago, she's the education assistant of the building, and she does a lot of the field trips there as well. So we have field trips come all around the school year. In the summer, we have summer camps at this location as well. So we have sign up for that coming up April 23rd. And we're also open to the community. People love to come in. They stop by all the time and they say, "What do you do here? I've driven past this building 100 times and I've never stopped." And we have the indoor trout stream, which we like to promote.
It is the only indoor trout stream, I believe, in the Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's truly amazing. If you have not, this is one of those hidden gems that if you have not seen the Hammond Environmental Ed Center, you need to get in your car, drive up Calumet Avenue to the intersection of Sheffield and Calumet, and go in. You'll see the building. It's very ornate. Can't miss it. It's got
has a big trout on the side.
Has a big trout on the side. It's got a mural painting of Lake Michigan and the lakefront, and it's just an amazing facility. But you go in, and it has the only indoor trout stream in the state. And you cannot take fishing gear with you.